Hello, good morning. So, my name is Rajvi Tulsian and I'm a flatlist from Nepal. You're at the Jakarta FIAP exhibition 2024, and I am displaying my exhibit on the evolution of aerograms in Nepal from 1959 to 1994. So, basically, this talks about the time when Nepal got admission into UPU and it launched the first aerogram as a commemorative part. So in this aerogram, you can find a lot of different variations according to the different printings. Now, coming to the first aerogram over here, this is the Indian aerogram used from Nepal. This was prior to the launch of the official Nepalese aerograms. This is sent from the Indian Embassy from Nepal. Now, talking about the first printings, so this first aerogram has basically four printings in it with different variations. We talk about the first printing, so we can see this has the missing swastiks in the corner. So the swastiks were designed, but while printing, that was missing. So this is the separate variation. Now, this has only two recorded usages in the book by Dick Watrin. So one has been sent to Bhopal, and there's one more which is registered in the book. Moving forward, we can see this missing swastiks in the corner. This is from the first printing. Now, there's an interesting research over here that which shows the differentiation in the corner lines in the first printing. So in the corner lines it meets and here it falls short. Moving ahead, we go towards the second and third printing. Now there's a variation in the second and third printing as well, where we can see the Nepal in Devanagari starts between E and P in the second printing, whereas in the third printing it starts exactly below P. So this is a differentiation. And moving ahead, we go towards the fourth printing, and in the fourth printing, we have a lot of usages which has been recorded to USA, England, and Germany with different postal rates according to the period. And we also have different watermark varieties of the Brahma Bull Rohtas bond. So we can see according to which is a normal, we have inverted, and we have reversed as well. And moving on, the rate was later changed to 10 paisa. Now the design is also been changed. The Garuda stamp of 10 paisa can be seen in green. And moving ahead, we followed a pattern of mint used, and then we moved towards some error varieties. Now in this error variety, we can clearly see that there's been a double overlapping. We also covered some color shades over here. Now further, the rate has been changed to 1 rupee, and but the design is pretty much the same. It's just that in the aerogram written area we have a by airmail winged design, and the design of the stamp Garuda, it's pretty much the same, just the rate has been changed and the color has been turned to red. Moving forward again, we go towards the used, and we have an express delivery uh, additional gadget over here. Moving ahead, we have another some used, and we have an error variety over here, which is a printing missing color variety. And later on, we can see the rate has been increased to 1.5 rupee violet Garuda with the same design. It's just that the color has been changed to violet, and the it's on light yellowish paper with a different color, but the design is same. Again, we have some used. Over here, we can see a registered mail, so it has a registered marking over here. And again, we have the same error variety. Now moving further ahead, this is the 8 paisa dark violet Garuda, and this is again a new variety with a similar design to the previous ones, but the color is a little dark violet. And further, we have some used aerograms for the same variety sent to different destinations. We one sent to New Delhi as well. And moving ahead, now this is a new design and a new printing with a new rate. This is the 15 paisa blue Mount Macha Puchre, which is a mountain in Nepal. And we can see the designs is different. We've written Hawaii Patra and aerogram, a different design with two color varieties. Again, we have some used over here and a double variety, double printing. Now, moving ahead, we have some interesting errors over here with complete design being misprinted, omitted, and over here we have partial designs being omitted. Now, moving ahead, the rate has been increased to 75 paisa, bluish green. Now, 75 paisa was the rate for all the Zone 1 countries, which were Pakistan, Afghanistan, Burma, Sri Lanka between 1973 to 76. And we can see a different stamp design over here with a flying jet over a pagoda. The stamp is in green color. Moving ahead, we have the used varieties. Now, there's an interesting piece over here with the stamp omitted. This is an interesting cover. And further moving ahead, we have some missing color varieties over here. Missing color over the planes, the wings. And further going ahead, we have a printing shift from the corner over here. Another error variety. Now, moving to the new rate, the rate has been further increased to 1.25 rupees, and the stamp also has been changed to the mountain and a flying jet. And further, we have used varieties over here. Again, used varieties. Now, over here, we have some color ink spill varieties over here over the stamp, which can be clearly seen. And moving further, we have another stamp omitted variety over here, a double impression, partial double impression, a dark overlay, and a clear double impression over here. And this is some interesting varieties over here. We have offset printings. And moving further, we move towards the 15 paisa purple Mount Macha Puchre stamp. And this was basically the inland rate between 1968 to 76 for Nepal. Again, we put up some international send letters to New Delhi and England. And we have some double printings over here. Now, moving ahead, we have some half printed designs with different colors. Now, this is on the greenish blue paper, and this is on the bright blue paper. And further, we have some line crease arrows, which is again something interesting. And moving ahead, we have the 25 paisa with green Mount Macha Puchri stamp. So this design is somewhat similar to the previous one, just the color has been changed from purple to green. So this is a little bit of design change. Moving ahead, we have a specimen, and this is also an interesting piece. And moving along, we also have some used varieties, again inland usage, and we have one sent to England. And there's some design omitted over here and a double impression, which are again some interesting materials. And further, if we go ahead, now these are more of the modern periods from 1982, and these are completely different in shapes and designs with the 2.5 rate. And this was again, now we go towards 30 paisa with the previous design, which was being used in 15 paisa. And again, we have the mint used. This is one interesting piece over here. Now the design has been reversed and inverted, so the whole design can be seen printed very differently, so on the paper. And moving ahead, again in the 30 paisa in the same year, a different design was launched with the same rates on the aerogram, with the old palace over here and a bird wing aerogram written. Moving ahead, we have a specimen over here, and along with that we have again a 3.5 rupee Gorkha mountain stamp. Again, the rate has been increased from 2.5 to 3.5. Again, a mint used. And further, here we have an interesting piece, which is the only recorded 40 paisa brownish red Macha Puchre stamp. Now, this is a proof. This was not officially issued, but this was kept as a proof because the rate had been increased to 50 paisa. Now, the interesting fact over here is The design is pretty much the same, only the rate has been increased from 40 paisa to 50 paisa. So this is the 50 paisa one which was issued, and these were in the same year. Now in 50 paisa also we have two printings. Now one printing has the word yes over here, which is the first printing. And now in the second printing, you can clearly see that the word yes has been missing over here. So this is the difference between the first and the second printing. And in the second printing, further we can see the word yes has been missing. And again we have some dark overlay used, and on the bluish screen, and the design shifted, and again some error varieties with our design being omitted in the corners. Now moving ahead, we have a color variety for the second printing, which can be seen on the greenish color paper and different bright blue color papers. Moving ahead, the rate has been increased drastically in 1994, and the rate has been to 10 rupees, and this was printed in Karachi in the Pakistan Security Printing Corporation. And again we move ahead with the used ones over here. And lastly, we have the 75 paisa brownish red Mount Malcha Puchre. This was the last aerogram that was issued, and this is the last aerogram of the exhibit, and the date was 1994. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you.